is still thought of as a top 1, 2, 3 quarterback, even at the age of 44. And I don't think there's any question that we know that these are the 3 best quarterbacks in football: Rodgers, Brady, and Mahomes. Josh Allen was slightly behind a lot of these things. But I do think they got it right, Skip. I expect Rodgers to play even better, considering that what he put us through this offseason, what he put the Packers and their fans through this offseason. I expect him to play better. But I expect Tom. I think Tom, I don't know if he throws 40 touchdowns, but I think he cleans up some things. The question is, Skip, how do you replicate? Because last year seemed like a magical season, like it was just meant to be. Hollywood has never written a story like this. We've never seen a story like this, Skip. Normally it takes a couple of years. And then in the end, like Peyton, last season, gets to win the Super Bowl, then right off into the sunset. Tom's like, Tom's like, this is going to be my first chapter. I'm going to leave a new team, go to another team.
In the middle of a pandemic with no preseason
That's
games.
his first chapter. So he's just getting started his book.
While playing on a torn MCL.
So for me, Skip, I do believe they got it right. I think there's a lot of things you can see. They're 1, 2, or 2, 3 in a lot of different categories. From the looks of it, Skip, I don't think that the panel thought either guy is very tough. One guy was 7th, the other guy was 9th. Design run, both were unranked. Second, reaction ability, obviously, Skip, once you grit off script, we know that's not what Tom is good at. But I do believe, Skip, is scrambling. Tom ain't no scrambler. He never had. But he's found a way to survive, and he didn't need to do any scrambling. I do believe they got it right, Skip. But it's looking at it, I see a lot of 1, 2s on both of their sides. So I believe they got it right, Skip.
Here's where this ranking loses me.
Okay, what you got?
Help me out. Decision-making is what? Who's 1, 2 in decision-making?
Brady, Rodgers and Mahomes. Rodgers and Brady. And Rodgers is 1.
Okay, how is Aaron Rodgers a better decision maker than Tom Brady? I just can't fathom it. The greatest decision maker I've ever seen is Tom Brady, and I'm talking about over 20 years.
I think the thing is, Skip, when you look at 48-4, 48 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and you look at the low, he's a 4 to 4.5 to 1 touchdown to interception guy. So that lets you know he doesn't turn the football over. So I think that goes into the decision-making process.
Okay. So are we just doing regular seasons? Do we throw in the postseason when it matters the most? Okay, that's my problem here. Right. I'm going to remind everybody, since Aaron Rodgers won that long ago Super Bowl with Mike McCarthy as his head coach, Aaron Rodgers as a starter in the playoffs is 7-8. He's under 500. He's 1-4 in NFC championship games for his career. 1-4, including the loss to Brady last year, obviously at Lambeau. And when I look at the 7-8, it's flawed because of the 7 wins. You got the Dez catch game, which is debatable. You got the Mason crossbar game when Mason Crosby made 2 of the strangest looking field goals I've ever seen from 56 yards and 51 yards to burn my Cowboys at home, and that was Dak and Zeke in their rookie years when they were rolling. And then we had the Odell boat trip game up at Lambeau. That's a pretty easy one because they just gave you that one thanks to Odell, who dropped 2 big passes early in that game. And then you got to beat Joe Webb, you got to beat Kirk Cousins. And then even last year, Aaron Donald had to play with cracked ribs. I couldn't even see him on the field. He was completely nullified by his cracked ribs, right? And who was the starting quarterback? I can't even remember his name because it was the backup quarterback because Jared Goff had the screw in the pin in his thumb, right? Okay, so there are a lot of flawed wins in the 7 that he has, 7 and 8 losses, okay? So my point is, when it's time, who makes the better decision? Well, it's just Tom Brady. And do I need to bring up what happened on 1st and goal at the 8 in the NFC Championship game in the 4th quarter? I think, we do have that. I didn't think we had that. That was, I don't know.
Lazar, why are you ducking it? Throw it, it's a football. Catch it.
Is this a good decision?
No.
I don't think so. And then here we go, 3rd down. Is this a great decision because you could have run with it and you decide to whip it across your body back into double coverage at the goal line to Devontae, and you got no shot at that?
Skip, you can't, Skip.
Okay, so I'm pulling out a small sample size, right? Okay, but those were the plays. So my point is, when it's really time to make the decision and the throw, I'll take Brady every time because he's proven it at the highest level again and again and again and again and again.
What about the decision to do this?
Okay, that was 4th down. Okay, was that a decision that he made, or was he just knocked woozy? Because I believe he got concussed in that.
With a decision, he should have known what down it was.
All right. Well, is that a decision on a read? Does anybody speed read better than Tom Brady?
No.
I don't think so. So that all goes into decision making and accuracy. I'll give you accuracy during regular seasons because Aaron gets on rolls where he's just unconscious. Like everything is right on the money. I will give you that. So over long periods of regular season games, I will give you slightly more accurate, but I won't give you more accurate under fire, under pressure, in the biggest playoff games and in Super Bowls, because we've only seen Aaron in one, obviously. So the point is, and then we get to pocket presence, right? And Aaron's won in pocket presence. I don't understand that because Tom's got the sweetest pocket feet I've ever seen. He's got the best sixth sense of knowing when to slide left, slide right, buy an extra half second so I can get this ball off. I don't think we've ever seen better pocket presence than.
I mean, now that we know they in some of these instances, Skip, they use the tie. If Rodgers and Brady had tied in pocket presence, I would have disagreed. Touch, they only got Rodgers 4th in touch. Come on, I get Mahomes. I don't know if Mahomes touched, and I think Russell Wilson was 3rd as far as touch, Skip. It's hard for me to say there's 2 other guys that got a better touch of the football than Aaron Rodgers. But, I mean, look, Skip, it looks like for me, if you were to add it all up, Rodgers would be 1, Brady would be 2, and Mahomes would be 3. And that's what it looks like to me because Brady has 4 unranked, and Rodgers has 1 unranked. And Rodgers' lowest ranking is 7th, while Brady's lowest out other than the unrankings is 9th. So for me, I think it would be Rodgers 1, Brady 2, Mahomes 3.
Do you believe your man Aaron Rodgers could have gotten thrown into that pandemic situation in Tampa with a brand new coach, brand new offense, all new teammates, and pulled off what Brady pulled off?
Yeah, with that talent,
No, he could not have. Yeah. It comes down to leadership and
They got 7 guys on the top 100. And if you go 120, they might have 9 because you're going to have AB and Gronk. So don't do that, Skip.
7 and 9 the year before. 7 and 9. Whew. We'll talk about a turnaround. How about leadership? Tom Brady should be ranked 1, and nobody else should even be in the top 10. It should be empty.
Yeah, my homeboy.
Really?
Because you, Skip, how many times Tom Brady, you saw he was down 24-0 on the Houston Texans. Brought them back. Down 10-0 on the Tennessee Titans. Brought them back. He was down by 10 in the Super Bowl. Brought them back. Nobody had ever been down by 10 points or more in 3 consecutive playoff games and walked everybody.
Every time Brady seems to meet him on the biggest stage, Brady plays great and outplays Patrick Mahomes.
The man had 200 yards passing. His defense was outstanding. You know that, Skip. They don't do that. Don't pretend like this was a clash between Brady and my homeboy. His defense got after. The man couldn't get any protection.
Tom Brady won that game by 22 points over Patrick Mahomes.
Skip, but you did the defense, really, Skip. Now, we saw what happened when defenses get after Tom. We saw what the Rams did to him. We saw what the Saints did to him twice with the Rams, Chicago. We saw that, Skip, so don't do that now.
I saw Tom Brady put on masterful performances when it started to matter. Down the stretch, they got crazy hot. When he beat Atlanta twice, he just took them.
Really, Atlanta?
Second half. Well, the defense got scorched in the first half. Go look it up. They did. Look what happened at Atlanta. They were almost hopelessly behind at halftime.
Tom Brady said, I done saw this before. We done been behind 28-3 to the same defense, that same guy. So I'm good. Don't worry about it, guys. Guess what?
I got this?
Yes.
No quarterback played better in the 4 playoff games than Tom Brady did.
Well, it's easy to say because he won it.
Well, I mean, he just played better. He just outplayed everybody.
No, Skip, I don't think I really honestly don't think he outplayed Aaron Rodgers in the championship game. He threw 3. That game was out of hand. Aaron Rodgers should not even have an opportunity to get back in the ball game.
Yep.
It was those 3 turnovers that Brady had that allowed them to get back into the ball game.
I told you what he decided to do. He lost both his starting safeties. He thought Aaron was going to throw a party in the 3rd and 4th quarter. So Tom said, I got to just chuck it.
No.
I got to just chuck it and hope we hit a big deep ball so that we can outscore him.
How about my defense is playing outstanding? How about I don't give them short fields? How about I don't give them momentum? How about I do that? Okay.
Was he playing outstanding? Because Aaron wound up with like 331 passes.
Yeah, but Skip, that was after they had gotten the big lead.
Well,
yeah, but you saw what Shaq Barrett, the first time he went back to pass, what happened? Shaq Barrett sacked him. Didn't Shaq Barrett have like 3 sacks that game?
What did Tom Brady do just before halftime? He basically won the game.
Skip,
right?
He played unbelievable. And like I said, he played well. I don't think he played better than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron had the one bad decision where I felt he should have, and I ain't no second guess. I go back and look at it. I'm like, you should have run that. Chase them, make them catch you at the corner of the end zone. And now it's a 2-point conversion. But that didn't happen. But this is a very interesting matchup.
So you're saying Aaron Rodgers, as we speak, is still and always has been a better quarterback than Tom Brady?
Yeah, I believe he's a better quarterback.
I think that's the wrong